He just wanted to celebrate his son's birthday. But then, the sky cracked open. John, a structural engineer, is currently separated from his wife, Allison, due to issues in their marriage. But with their son Nathan's birthday approaching, John returns to their family home. To keep Nathan from being disappointed, John and Allison agree to put their differences aside temporarily and plan a big birthday party for him. At the same time, scientists discover a massive interstellar object named Clark heading toward Earth. This fragmented comet is approaching fast and on a direct collision course. While shopping at a supermarket, John receives an emergency alert from Homeland Security. The automated message tells him that his entire family has been selected for emergency shelter access. He rushes home to tell Allison the news, but she finds it hard to believe. Instead, she stays with neighbors to watch news coverage of the comet fragments. Initially, the media claims the fragments pose no real danger. But when a small piece crashes into Earth and causes a powerful explosion, people quickly realize the truth: this event could wipe out humanity. The impact shockwave hits John's neighborhood hard. Just then, another call comes through, confirming their shelter spot, but only John's name is listed. Still, he urges Allison to pack up quickly and leave with Nathan immediately. Because the government had chosen people from a pre-approved list, John is forced to turn down desperate neighbors who plead to come with them. With no other choice, he, Allison, and Nathan drive to the military base. But just as they're about to board the evacuation plane, John realizes Nathan's insulin was left in the car. He runs back to retrieve it. In his absence, Allison, nervously speaking to the military, mentions Nathan's medical condition. Because medical conditions disqualify people from boarding, Nathan's boarding clearance is instantly revoked. Meanwhile, John returns with the insulin and assumes Allison and Nathan have already boarded. Following a soldier's instruction, he enters the plane. But after takeoff begins, he hears another passenger talking about the health disqualification rule. Fearing the worst, John gives up his spot and pleads with the soldiers to open the sealed door. They let him off just in time. Outside the base, chaos erupts. The terrified crowd breaks through security and storms the runway, trying to escape by force. In the chaos, spilled fuel is hit by explosives, causing a massive blast. John survives, but learns from a soldier that his wife and son have been removed from the evacuation list and have already left the base. Elsewhere, Allison finds that the insulin is missing from the car. She leaves a note and a text message for John, then sets out on foot with Nathan to find medicine. She eventually locates a nearby pharmacy and manages to get the life-saving insulin. Suddenly, armed men storm in and start shooting wildly. Miraculously, Allison and Nathan are unharmed. Allison's desperate pleading spares their lives. Afterward, they hitch a ride with a kind couple, hoping to reach Allison's father's house. Back with John, he climbs to a high point in a nearby building and tries to call Allison, but the signal quickly cuts out. With no other option, he decides to head to her father's house as mentioned in her note. Luckily, he hitches a ride in a truck heading toward Canada and meets a man named Colin. When John explains he's separated from his family, Colin reveals they're planning to reach a military airfield in Oskid, where a plane will fly them to a secret shelter in Greenland. Colin's brother had been tracking a military plane, and although the shelter's exact location is top secret, they've figured out a rough destination and hope to make it before disaster strikes. Hearing this, John hides his identification wristband inside his sleeve. But it turns out, two people in the group have already noticed it. Angry that they weren't selected, they demand John hand it over. When he refuses, they try to take it by force. In the struggle, the vehicle crashes and flips into a field. Staggering out of the wreck, John grabs a hammer and fights the two attackers. He accidentally kills one of them in self-defense. But then he discovers something heartbreaking. Colin, the man who helped him, died in the crash. Meanwhile, Allison isn't doing much better. When she tells the kind couple about the wristband, the man suddenly turns greedy. He steals the wristband and throws Allison out of the moving car, despite her desperate cries. They attempt to pass themselves off as Nathan's parents to board the plane, but brave little Nathan tells the truth. Thanks to the military's protection, Nathan is separated from the imposters and finally safe. Wandering along the roadside, Allison runs into a group of kind strangers. They help her get close to the base. With the roads completely blocked, Allison decides to walk. After a long journey, she reaches the base and finds someone willing to help. In one of the medical tents, she reunites with Nathan. Doctors administer insulin and emergency meds, which save his life. The kindness shown in the middle of disaster deeply moves Allison. As for John, the trauma of taking a life still haunts him. But his love for his family pushes him forward. He eventually reaches a small community, gets supplies, and drives to Allison's father's house. Sadly, they're not there yet. That night, after a long and painful wait, John finally receives a phone call from Allison. She and Nathan had made it onto a military bus and reached the nearest station. Using a payphone, she contacted her father, and soon, the family is joyfully reunited. But the joy is short-lived. The news announces that the largest fragment of the comet will hit Earth the next morning. This impact could end all life. The broadcast also reveals classified government files, including the location of the Greenland shelter. John realizes everything Colin said was true. He immediately tells Allison and makes a decision: they must fight to survive, especially for Nathan. Allison's father, who had once blamed John for nearly destroying the marriage, now gives them all the help he can. After an emotional goodbye, the couple sets out for Oskid. But before they get far, they find that the road has been destroyed by a derailed train. While they're stuck wondering what to do, more comet fragments begin falling from the sky, forming a terrifying meteor shower. John quickly drives them off the road and into the woods, hiding under a bridge to avoid the falling debris. Once the danger passes, they continue their journey. At last, they spot the glowing lights of the airfield in the distance, but the last plane is already on the runway, preparing to leave. In a bold move, John drives the car straight onto the runway, chasing the plane down. The pilot, though furious, eventually stops. Moved by John's desperation, he allows the family to board. Exhausted, John finally closes his eyes during the flight. When he wakes up, they're flying over Greenland, but a comet fragment crashes into the island, sending shockwaves through the sky. The plane spirals out of control. With great effort and self-sacrifice, the two pilots manage to land the plane safely, saving everyone on board. As the final impact draws near, John urges everyone to run to the shelter. Climbing the hillside, the group is spotted by soldiers and quickly taken into the secure underground base, built originally for nuclear war. Then, the largest comet fragment slams into Earth, unleashing unimaginable energy. In the face of overwhelming fear and hopelessness, John, together with his family, can only hold on to the memories of the beautiful moments they once shared. 9 months pass. The dust slowly clears from Earth's surface. As the massive shelter doors open again, survivors begin to reconnect with other shelters across the world. Though the land outside is scorched, seeing birds flying once more fills everyone with renewed hope. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and comment. See you in the next video.